My name is Lisa Ferrerio, and I have osteogenesis imperfecta, or brittle bones, and I have used a wheelchair all of my life. That doesn't stop me from doing the things that I love: being a wife, mother, daughter, sister, friend, and a great cook. The most important thing to me is my family and friends and the community that we have created. We celebrate life and entertain a lot. We have many dinners and parties, and all of them revolve around food and love. I hope you can use some of these recipes to do the same with your family. Hey everyone, welcome to The Little Chef.
Oh.
Today I am here with my husband, Chris.
About time.
About time, he hasn't been on the show yet. So here he is, and today we are cooking chioppino.
Yeah.
Chris chose chioppino to be what he wanted to do on the show. He loves chioppino. Chioppino is it's an Italian fish stew, and it kind of originated in San Francisco, and we're not quite sure where we had it together. Maybe in San Francisco, we couldn't remember, but did we have it in San Fran? I'm not quite sure.
I think we did.
Yeah, I think we did.
Cool.
Yeah, Chris went to Stanford out there, so we probably had it there. But it's very delicious. It can be a bit pricey. Thanks, Chris, for choosing the most expensive one.
That's how I roll.
That's how he rolls. But you can kind of make it your own. Put whatever seafood you like in it. So let me tell you what is involved. It calls for some fennel, some onion. You can use white or green. Garlic. I'm using my garlic olive oil.
What kind is it based on rice?
Well, I'll get there. So we're going to talk about the garlic olive oil, the red wine, clam juice or fish stock, some tomato sauce of your choice, and then seafood of your choice. Today we're using some shrimp, some cod, and some crab legs, and then also we have some clams in the fridge. And then, like you said, Chris, you used to put it over rice, remember? Some saffron rice. But it can go over linguine, or it can go just straight up with some rustic bread, right? So whatever you like. I think we're going to have it over rice today. I made some saffron rice.
That's how I know about it.
Yeah.
No way.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to slice up some fennel and slice up the green onion, get them ready, and then we're going to move over to the stove to start it all up. It cooks for about maybe an hour-ish, and I'm only making enough today for the two of us to have lunch. But you can make it however much you need for your family or friends, entertaining. But I'm going to put the recipe up on YouTube so you can get it. So Chris and I have been married 11 years. Yeah, 11 years. And we were married in, June? Yeah. And 11 years ago. Seems like some days it seems like longer. But, and Chris and I have a great love story. We met when Chris was born, because he likes to say that I'm so much older than he is. It's not really true.
Yeah.
No, it isn't. I am a couple years older than he is. So when he was born here in Denver, his doctor put his family in contact with my family, my mom and dad, and because they wanted my mom and dad to share their experience with having me and having a child with OI with his parents, who had not, weren't familiar with OI. So my mom and I went down to the hospital when Chris was born and talked about how to handle. My mom talked about how to handle the baby with OI, how to pick them up, what you should and shouldn't do. So we've known each other since Chris was born. And then he moved out of state when you were
I was about 6 years old.
You moved to
Minnesota.
So we kind of lost contact. And then over the years we kind of knew where each other was, like sports camps and things. We'd seen each other sometimes. But then we got back in contact about maybe 12 or 13 years ago over the internet, and I convinced him to start dating. And
we started dating over Instant Messenger.
Right, Instant Messenger. I remember those days. And then finally he came out to visit me, and then he came every 2 weeks. He flew from He was working at NASA part of the time and then going to Stanford part of the time.
Yeah, I think I was in California when we started.
Yeah, and then he would come every 2 weeks, and then finally he decided to stay out here with me, and then we got married. So that is our love story. It's a really cool story. I made Chris a picture when we were very young on little Indian chief, like, what is it called? Indian chief?
I don't know.
Those tablets, those little tablets that kids use.
Paper.
Yeah. And I said, I love you, Christopher, happy birthday or something. Anyway, Chris's mom, Jane, found that, and that was on the back of our wedding program. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, there you go, Christopher. I'm going to chop up some fennel, slice up some fennel.
Let's make some seafood.
Yeah, let's make it. So today you can see that we are wearing our Star Wars clothing paraphernalia. Star Wars is Chris's favorite.
Geeky we are.
Geeky we are. Favorite thing. So, we watch Star Wars a lot. And thankfully, Anisi watches it with us as well. Okay. So I'm going to put this fennel in the bowl here. Then I'm going to cut up some green onion. We had a beautiful wedding. That was one of the best days of our lives. That was so beautiful. Our parents, both of ours, threw a beautiful wedding. It was at the Cable Center here in Denver. And beautiful colors, and we had a wedding planner. It was just gorgeous. And then for our honeymoon, we went to Aspen to the Food and Wine Festival in Aspen. Remember?
It was fantastic.
That was so fun.
We got to meet a bunch of the famous chefs.
Right, we met Giada and Morimoto and Emerald, Bobby Flay, all sorts of stuff. Beautiful up in Aspen. Oh my God, I just flung an onion at you, sorry. So, okay, let me get these in the bowl here. And then we're going to move to the stove. Chris, you know what? People might wonder what it is you're wearing up here. What is this?
This is a bone conduction hearing aid. Takes the sound and puts it through my skull into my ear auditory nerve.
So, and why is that important? You couldn't wear a normal hearing aid like people see?
No, because the middle of the little bones in the middle of your ear, they don't work in my ear. So this bypasses.
It's super cool. And I remember he just got that, a couple of years ago.
A few years ago now, probably.
And he had it on, and it's amazing. With OI, sometimes there's hearing loss. And he put that on for the first time, and we're having dinner. He looks at me, he's like, is that really how loud you chew? Remember that? Yeah, good times. Good times. All right, so we have our onions, our fennel, again, our seafood, tomato sauce, clam juice, wine, garlic, tomato paste, even a little lemon. And we're going to move over to the stove. Yep, it calls for red wine. No, well, you can have some later. And we're going to move to the stove and then get things started. Here we go. Okay, so we're at the stove. And what I'm going to do is I put in my olive oil. I put in garlic olive oil, but you can do whatever olive oil you'd like. And then this is the time that you would add garlic, chopped garlic if you're using that. You would go ahead and add your fennel in. And you would go ahead and add some green onion, or white onion, whatever you decide. Okay. Give those a stir. Yeah, it's gonna smell good soon here. We're gonna add in some salt and a little bit of pepper. And then we're gonna let these go for probably 5 or 6, 7 minutes. The fennel kind of takes a little bit to soften. So we're just gonna keep stirring here. And then our next step after the fennel is soft, we're going to add a little bit of tomato paste. our tomato sauce and our clam juice, our red wine, and then we're going to see if we want to add a little bit of water to maybe thin it out. But we'll give these a good couple of minutes. So the fennel and the onion are just about ready to have some other things added. They're nice and soft and fragrant. You can smell it. So I'm going to add some tomato paste. And again, how much I use is all up on YouTube. I'll put it all up there. Probably about a tablespoon. I'm going to give that a good stir. Then I'm going to add a little bit of red wine, probably around a half a cup or more. My favorite thing is cooking with wine. I love how it tastes. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in our tomato sauce. Okay. I'm going to add our clam juice. And then I'm going to add a bay leaf because I love bay leaves. My mom loves bay leaves. Put them in all of our soups. And this was on about a medium heat. I'm going to turn it up a little bit to get it simmering here. And then I'm going to let this simmer for probably about 30 to 40 minutes so that the flavors meld together. And then at that point you start adding in our seafood. Our sauce is simmering nicely. I have added 3 crab legs already in. Crab legs take the longest. So they're in, cooking away. I'm going to add a little bit of basil. You can add fresh if you would like. And then I'm going to add a little bit more salt and pepper. Okay. And you can see we have some clams here that I'm going to add. And they actually are going to go in now. I'm going to go ahead and put them in. Make sure they're all closed, which they are. If they're open, you don't want to use them. These have been chilling in our refrigerator overnight on some ice. Okay, they're in. We'll give them a quick stir. And you want to cook them for about 3 or 4 minutes and check on them again and then see if they're opening up. We'll put the lid on here. And then next goes the shrimp. And then we finally have some cod here that I'm going to cut up. Into kind of some bite-sized pieces. Cod is a really nice, hearty white fish. We like that a lot. I also like catfish sometimes. Of course, scallops are my favorite. But I don't have them for today. Okay. We're going to let those go for a little while. And then we'll add in the shrimp. So our clams are starting to open, you can see, and they're cooking away. I'm going to go ahead and add the shrimp. Now, it's important to know that if you buy raw shrimp, you probably are going to need to devein it. That means taking a knife and splitting it down the back and taking out the dark vein that's in there. Yeah. It's disgusting, fairly gross. I don't love it. Usually I buy already cooked shrimp, but today I didn't want to do that. But yeah, you kind of, after you're done, you kind of kick yourself. And you probably think that you should have bought it already deveined. So, here they go. The shrimp are going in. Already deveined, these little suckers. We're going to stir them around. And then we are going to add in the cod here. And you don't want to overcook the fish, so we're going to check it in about 5 or 6 minutes. And then I'm going to add a squirt of lemon juice. Okay. We're not going to stir it too hard. We're just going to pack it down in the sauce. I have it over probably a low to medium heat. And then I'm going to put the lid on it again.
I'm pretty hungry.
I know, it's smelling good, Chris. Can you smell it?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. All right, we're going to let that go for about 5 or 6 minutes. And then we should be almost ready to eat. And Chris would like to have some wine with his soup, so I'm going to go pour that. I'll be back. It's done, and we're ready to eat our cioppino. Look at how beautiful it looks. And we have some crusty bread here. And Chris has his wine, and I have some iced tea in my cup because I don't really drink. But cheers, Chris.
Cheers to you.
I love you.
I love you.
Even though sometimes we want to choke each other. Bad. Yeah. Is it good? All right, we'll dig in. Here we go, you guys. Make it your own. You can add some stuff if you want, or take out some stuff. Use your own favorite seafood. Whatever you would like. Let's give it a taste.